Ah, the refreshing flavor of Father Gabriel Classic. I remember this guy. He sucks. A lot. Not dissimilar to these very weird time jumps they keep making that don't really do anything for the story except piss me off. Well, I'm sure when this pointless crap is over, we'll finally get back to that scene we've been waiting for over 130 minutes of television. Nope. Instead, we're getting back-to-back shitty time jumps. They got all none of our letters demanding it. But at least we finally learned what was up with Gregory and those pancakes. Yes, he ate them, but only because Simon told him to fill his belly up with his love. And I honestly don't know if that's the worst way to tell another man to eat your pancakes or the best way. And the mystery of that question will haunt me for the rest of my days. Not sure how Gregory missed the memo and thinks Negan doesn't like to kill people. Negan kills people all the time. And he's literally sitting there cradling his murder bat covered in the brains of his enemies. It's not exactly the toughest case to crack. Gregory's Twitter bio has said he's the guy for some time, but he is so not the guy. He's... what's the word I'm looking for?
A thin-dicked politician threading the needle with your thin dick.
Okay, that was several words, but yeah, that's definitely Gregory. Seeing those bat marks on the table instantly made me wonder just how many other things Negan is banging his bat about during these meetings. People are a resource, and I'm getting real sick and tired of whoever keeps taking my lunch out of the fridge. It clearly says big dick motherfuck suck right on the bag. Also, they should hire the Season 8 effects unit that put bat holes in the table to put some bullet holes in cars. Guys, please cut this crap out. It's very bad and lazy, and I should know what that's all about because it's kind of my wheelhouse. This is the third time jump before the opening credits. It's also the third time Negan has referenced a penis before the opening credits. And they're using all of this mess to distract us from the fact that there's really no reason Father Gabriel didn't shoot Negan in the face. And just when you really start thinking about it, they hit you with this weird dissolve so your brain has something else to be mad about. They're using the method of distraction pioneered by R. Kelly, where you throw up an endless barrage of things that should cause outrage. And as a result, people get fatigued and don't know what to be mad about, so they're not mad at anything. It's kind of a genius strategy, like shitting in your pants to cover up a fart on a road trip. Okay, that is now the fourth time Negan has mentioned a penis before the opening credits. Father Gabriel's right about this one. Everything happens for a reason. And that's true whether you're falling in love or finding yourself trapped in a hopeless situation for the rest of your short life, forcing a creepy smile waiting to hear someone confess their many wrongs and shortcomings. Wait, I think I accidentally just used falling in love as an example twice. Alright, you bastard. Tell us what we want to know or we will, shit. Not sure there's a whole lot more they can really do to mess up this guy's afternoon. It would appear his afternoon is certifiably boned. Fully boned. I love that as soon as they hear short-haired psycho lady, they know Carol's fine. Because who else could that be besides Carol? Also, did anyone else think this dying guy was really saying a lot for a dying dude? He even signed off the conversation. And Rick rewards him for tattling with the friendly gesture of angrily stabbing him in his brain. Jeez, Negan. Telling a priest you jerked off where he's sitting is some absolutely abhorrent behavior. And based on the timeline of this show, Negan could get an executive-level job at a movie studio for a solid 4 years before people realize this kind of stuff is not okay. Simon telling Dwight he needs to face reality is a waste of breath. Have you seen Dwight's face? It's all reality all the time. Okay, sorry, half reality all the time. Simon's the one who looks and talks like a goddamn video game character. He's the one who needs the reality check. Knock knock. Who's there? A grown-ass man cradling a bunch of primo cukes. No shit that pun was intended. You are holding pickles while saying the word pickles. Honestly, just hitting Dwight over the head with the pickles would have been more subtle. Maybe stop talking and whistling and the zombies won't be karate chopping through the walls to get in. But I can't really blame them for trying to gain access to this plethora of conversation about dicks and jacking off. Two of the only things worth talking about as far as I'm concerned. Father Gabriel made a bold dice roll mentioning Negan's wives to get under his skin. Wait a minute, every one of those ladies made a choice? I've heard this one before. Negan really does have successful Hollywood creep written all over his bat. And we learn a little bit about Negan's origin. He was a teacher. Cool, I'm sure his students really appreciated him endlessly talking about wangs. I know I would have found that hilarious. And he had a real wife before these sham wives. Slow down, please. We've been aware of Negan for 30 episodes, and now we know 2 things about him. It's honestly too much too fast. I can't figure out why Daryl isn't taking Rick's message about nonviolence seriously when Rick is covered in another man's face blood. The whole Rick versus Daryl storyline they've been masterfully building towards for 2 whole episodes is lame. And I'm simply not buying it without some kind of dramatic drumroll. Okay, I take it back. I'm on board now. I'm as shocked as the next guy that Rick tossing a bag of dynamite into a car wreck leaking gasoline ended badly. That's what I like about this show. It keeps me guessing, and there's no way I could have guessed this is where we'd be at when I watched the first episode in 2010. Honestly, I feel like I'm in an abusive long-term relationship with someone who has changed so dramatically and no longer considers my needs, but I don't know how to move on because I'm waiting for Carl to die. This was great. I loved watching Father Gabriel getting punched in the face. Could have gone for it in Season 5, but I'll take it in Season 8. It's like chocolate chip cookies. Some is better than none, and there's really no bad time for it to happen. I'm glad they're doing the thing where they cover themselves in zombie guts, because characters on this show really don't do it enough when they're stuck in a tough situation. But did Negan really have to ruin his cool leather jacket? How many of those things could possibly be left in the world? You could have just stashed it and come back for it later. But I guess you don't abandon your brand in the zombie apocalypse. I mean, Father Gabriel still dressed like a priest and just took a confession through a wall. Father Gabriel makes a face that says, I guess I'll do this if I have to, but please don't get it in my eyes. It's been years since Negan M dropped a new album, and he did not disappoint with this one. He really brought it.
I wear a leather jacket, I have Lucille, and my nutsack is made of steel.
Also, this is the 79th time Negan has talked about penises in this episode.
Thank you, Negan. Thank God for you.
Typical comment from a Negan stan. Okay, so I know the pun about pickles was intended because they said the pun about pickles was intended, but can one of the writers please let me know if Eugene, worried about being mistakenly caught red-handed, was also a pun intended? Because I'm trying to decide whether or not to kill myself over this. Just kidding. Suicide is never funny. Also kidding about that. It's a pretty good punchline. Knock knock. Who's there? It's a traitor with a pillow who wants you to feel bad for him. I should really work on these knock knock jokes. They are not as strong as my suicide material. Wow. Father Gabriel is not looking so hot. I thought being from Georgia automatically makes you invincible, but once again, I stand corrected. Tune in next week. Will Eugene figure a way out of this predicament? He better. Or Negan is going to make him sit out dodgeball class, then put him out of the misery of being on this show. Will Father Gabriel get the medical treatment he desperately needs? Yes, but he does not have health insurance, and the bills are going to make him wish he was dead. What was the deal with that helicopter? It's full of callbacks. They're airlifting in from season 1. They're going to drop them on our big stupid faces, because that's how you make good TV or whatever. None of this and more. Next time on The Walking Dead.